the ceiling fan on. Much better. That's kind of a creepy shot, huh? Maybe I should do the whole live stream like this. Nah. Seems too much like David Lynch. Hey, Darth. I was hoping somebody was going to show up here before too long. It's going to be a really boring live stream if it was just me. I just realized something really embarrassing here that I got to fix. Sorry, Bite. I know I keep interrupting you here. There we go. That's better. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh yes, I got some new rocks. I don't usually go for the shaped things, but I thought this one was cool because you look at it on axis, it becomes almost transparent. So when you look at it from this side or from the back, you can almost see directly through it. But it becomes really opaque, and it's really kind of cool when you put it on a light base, because then you can actually make it look like it's looking at you here. So I got that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, sort of a crystal ball kind of thing, definitely. And I showed you a few things last week, photos of some things, and I did go and pick them up. I showed you this. I showed you a picture of this. This is aquamarine. I've wanted that for a piece of that for a while. Actually, I got kind of a kind of a impure version of aquamarine, but I like how this is so clear and just got that just slightly blue tint to it. And so that's cool. New proud piece of my collection there. And I showed you this piece, a photograph of this thing. I think this is cool how it's got the bulk of it is this white crystal all around it, but it's got this black spears of, I think they call it tourmaline coming out of it. Look at that. All sorts of really fun things in there, right? Yeah, that one's pretty. That one's really cool. And then I got this piece, and this piece is so fragile, I can't even touch it. So I have to leave it on this piece of wood here to move it around. Each of those little crystal spikes is about 1 millimeter wide. So as you can probably guess, they break pretty easily. But yeah, I think that was really, really cool. So those are the new things I picked up recently. And I'm realizing I got like 2 or 3 or 4 things that are really fragile. And so putting this thing on this piece of wood like this makes me think I'm going to create a little platform for all of the fragile things so I can pick them up and move them around. One of the things I like about my rock collection is that, is I get to pull things out and look at them. Well, I can't really do that with that thing, especially because of how fragile it is. And I got that piece of desert rose that's really fragile. My quartz crystal is really fragile, and I have some horns around the selenite, which is really fragile. And so I think all those are going to go onto some sort of a platform. Yeah, put a little Superman figurine, right? No, we didn't get rained out. Halloween, we got a little rain the morning of, early in the morning, but it blew out before like 9 or 9:30 or something like that. And so it was perfect. It was all, by the time I was ready to go out and start putting things up, it was already nice outside. So no, we didn't get any rain. Got a little rain this morning, little rain yesterday, I think. But yeah, no rain to rain out Halloween. Halloween was beautiful. 66 this year, Diane. A little disappointing. I don't know. Last year, I think I had like closer to 80, but it happens. The new Grim Reaper thing that was out in front of the house, that was a hit. People like him. And I really like the effect I got from those. You remember those blue floodlights that I bought, or well, the LED floodlights I bought. I've shown them a couple times in the vlogs and used them on live streams. They gave me really good effect on the front of the house. I did end up getting treats for the adults, but I didn't advertise it this time. It was on a, if you remember it and you would like one and ask for one, I would give you one. But I had some, but nobody asked. Last year was just because it was so freakishly cold. It was like low 50s, upper 40s that night. So I had like a potbelly stove out there, and kids just are naturally burning off energy and generating heat, so that's not as much of an issue. But adults, they sometimes need a little bit of help. No tricks, just all treats this year. Let the water freeze a little too much today. Oh, what fun would that be, Darth? White was here a little bit right at the beginning. He's content right now just to hang out and down to the hall there. Got those cool new rocks last week and haven't really even had a chance to enjoy them that much because I've had all the Halloween decorations over here and it was blocking where everything was. So it's kind of good to have everything put back together now and back in the storage locker. Now I can start enjoying my new acquisitions here. It's not going to be long before it's Christmas. Yeah, work's going great. It's a lot of work. I'm doing long days, but every time I get one of these long days and say, "Oh man, can I really do this?" and I think about that paycheck I get, and it's like, yes, I can do that. Show us the rocks. You want to see all the rocks or just the new ones? I mean, this is a laptop. I can go mobile here. The new ones. Okay, well, this is one of the new ones. I got him up where the skeleton usually goes. I don't usually go with the shaped things, but this one was really cool because there's like one axis that you look at it, and it's almost transparent all the way through. But then you get off axis, and there's definitely a north and a south pole to it. And I don't know. I thought this one was kind of interesting, and I think it looks great on the light here. You get it aimed just right. It looks like there's an eyeball staring at you. Multicolored changing light eyeball. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, that's just a piece of crystal somebody cut, and not so much into them. But like I said, that one was really kind of cool. And then the other three that I got, I showed you actually last week in pictures. Uh, and we're about to have an ad, so I'm going to hold on a second here. So anyway, I showed you pictures of this of a couple of things last week. They got them all down there, and I'm going to eventually get them all, but I couldn't afford them all at once. But I got this nice piece of aquamarine, which I really really like. It's just a tiny little thing. It's not much long, not much bigger than my pinky finger, but that's pretty cool. I got a piece of aquamarine, but it isn't clear like this. It's got a lot of impurities in it, so this one's really really cool. I like that. Very pretty. And this is another one I showed you last week in the photo. It's this white crystal stuff for the most part, but it's got these black chunks of tourmaline coming out of it. In fact, when you look at it on there on this end, look at how all the tourmaline in there. So needless to say, I had to get that. And something else I picked up, it's probably going to be one of my favorite things. It's incredibly fragile though, so I actually ended up putting this on this piece of wood so that I could move it around without risking damaging it. Because those individual crystal spikes there are only like a millimeter thick, so they break very very easily. And I guess there's that golden heel or something in the top there, that thing there. But I like that piece. That thing's really cool. It's even got a butt side. I don't know. I ain't going to go too far with that, I don't think. So, yeah, that's what I got recently. I spent a little bit more than that, Spaniel Mom. Yeah, the aquamarine is gorgeous. Like I said, I've got another piece of aquamarine here. I'll show you, but it's got all sorts of impurities in it, so it isn't, clear like that one is. Okay, let me get seated here. Get myself back into broadcast position here. See, this is another piece of aquamarine I have, but you can see this one's got more of the blue, but it isn't as clear or transparent as this other piece is. So, like I said, I've had one for a while, but nothing like that. That almost looks like a diamond, doesn't it? Well, they jokingly tell me that I pay their electric bill. That's probably true. Yeah, it's a beautiful stone. I don't know if I'm paying rent yet. Electric bill, I believe that. They're only open 4 days a week though, so that cuts down on electric bills somewhat too. Guess they use the other days of the week to go hunting for new stuff. It's also nice to find somebody that's gotten to the point where they know what it is I like, and so they'll send me pictures of things. And say, "What do you think about this? What do you think of that, about that?" You know, it's not uncommon that a portion of the time that I'm in the store, it's actually Kara pulling her phone out and showing me things that she's seen and asking, "Hey, well, what do you think of this? Do you like this? Do you want to see that?" They're to the point now where they'll bring something down for Dallas just for me to look at. Well, I could see a day where the rock collection moves into the cat room. That would obviously be post cat. Well, and they're more into like Christology and stuff like that, healing crystals and crystals for different kinds of moods and positive energies and negative energies and stuff like that. I'm not really into that. In fact, if you go into the store, good half of the store is like all this metaphysical stuff. I'm not really into it. What I like about them is they have some really nice, uh, just mineral specimens. And it's getting better, like I said, now for me because they know what I like. So they tell me it's like, they'll be in one of their wholesalers shops or something like that, looking at things and say, "Oh, Breck would love this." It could very well come to that, Darth. I mean, the beauty is with the cat room, I've already got shelves on the wall in there, so and there'd be tons of natural light in there from that window. Good morning, Gene. Oh yeah, it's my Pink Floyd shirt. Actually, there's other albums I like by Pink Floyd better, but it's such a great image. Haven't seen Flash in a couple of days. It was weird because I took a Halloween day and the day after Halloween off. So I worked on Wednesday, was off Thursday, Friday, worked on Saturday, and now I'm back on my weekend again. So I did see her a little bit a couple of days ago, but on work days I don't usually see her because I'm out of the house before it's dark, or before it's light, and I'm home after dark. So haven't seen her yet this morning. It's been a little cloudy and rainy this morning, so she tends to stay in under those circumstances. Although it's actually pretty warm out there, so I've seen her out and about when it's raining and warm. Like in California a few times, but not so much here. Now, bedroom is for one purpose. It's for sleeping. It's 11:16 here in the morning. Yeah, I completely forgot about daylight savings time. I got up my normal time. On live stream days, I usually get up about 3 hours ahead of live stream. So live stream goes on about 11, so I'm usually up at 8. Well, I set the alarm at 8 and then look at my laptop and it's like, wait, it's 7. Oh, that's right. We're daylight savings time. So yeah, yeah, out of time. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they stopped all this saving time. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, Tracy. Well, I usually put the alert up about 30 minutes ahead of time, between an hour and 30 minutes before live stream, just so you know I'm going to be here. So if I'm going to cancel it, unless I drop dead or something like that, if I'm going to cancel it, I'll let you know. It'll go up on the announcement section. It'll go up on the Facebook page. Yeah, I started about 22 minutes ago, and I guess it was 30 minutes ago or so that I put the photo up and started everything. No, I haven't seen Rhonda today. Well, and that's sort of part of the reason also that I schedule the live stream half hour ahead of time. I go in and set everything up for the live stream, and then say I'm going to go live at 11 o'clock, and that way, it's as I understand it, it sends the alert out at that point, and it's not uncommon that before I begin broadcasting, I'll look at the screen. There'll be two, three, four people waiting. So that probably means that they saw that, oh, he's going to live stream. I'm going to click on it and just be there when it starts. I guess I don't usually go on other people's live streams except maybe Jordan's. And Jordan doesn't let you know he's doing it. He just does it. Yeah, I did get some new rocks and minerals this time. I got this one that I really like. I don't usually go with the shaped things, but I thought it was cool that you look at it in one direction right here, and you can look, and it becomes almost clear, and you can see right through it. But you get a little bit off axis, and it all kind of gets difficult to see through. So I always thought that was kind of cool, and so I broke my own rule about getting a shaped rock because that one is kind of cool, and it clearly has like a north and a south pole, as you can see there. There's like a line right down the middle of it. So I thought that was kind of cool. And it looks really great on this light base back here. And get it set up so it looks like an eyeball staring at you. So I got that. And I showed you these last week. That's a piece of aquamarine that I got, which I think is really cool. It's a very beautiful piece. It's a kind of a clear crystal that has a slight blue tint to it. But it's almost like glass. It's so clear. So I like that. And I got this thing, and that thing's really cool. It's mostly this kind of white crystal thing here, but it has these chunks of tourmaline coming out of it. In fact, look at it from this side here. Look at all the cool stuff in there. So that one looks really cool. And then I got this one. And this one I got to be really careful with because this one is really fragile. I got a few pieces that are incredibly fragile, and this is definitely among them. Each of those little crystal spheres is, half a millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters thick, and so they break really easy. So I ended up putting it on this piece of wood so I can move it around and look at it from different angles. It's got this cool piece of, I think that's golden healer crystal on the top. So that's that's kind of one of my new favorite pieces right now. Like I said, I got to be really careful handling this one though, because this one's fragile. So yeah, that's new. That's new stuff there. Yeah, I nicked myself a little bit taking Halloween down a couple days ago. I'll live. It looks worse than it really is. Nobody's going to win on Tuesday. It's going to be next week before we find out because a couple states have already signaled that they're not going to have their answer for 3, 4, 5 days. I think that's just to give it time to kick the voter fraud in. They see it's going the wrong way. So you can't do too much voter fraud before election because one, there's a possibility it'll get caught, and two, you don't know who's going to win ahead of time. So if you overdo it, it becomes unrealistic, and so they delay reporting the results so that if things seem to be going bad, they have time to react. It's like, oh, hey, we found this box of ballots for all voting for Kamala in somebody's trunk. It's like, here, we got to throw these in here. Oh, hey, wait, here's another box of ballots that are 100% for Kamala, and they're all written in the same handwriting. But that's not suspicious. Let's count them. Every vote counts, right? So I don't know. It's hard to say who's going to win. It depends on how much fraud there is. Best we can do is get out and vote and tell your friends. Yeah, I know. That's what I always say. Everyone say, "Oh, well, why don't you accept the fact that Biden won?" It's like because in order to accept the fact that Biden won, you have to accept that a career politician who's been in politics for 50 years and has nothing to show for it, who is a racist and a segregationist, and a woman who was so unpopular she dropped out of the race before the first primary, somehow got more votes than anyone else in the world, all while the other guy got more votes than his previous showing. It just doesn't work that way. There was a lot of time there early on where I wouldn't even touch that third rail of politics. And man, have we gone a long ways now? I talked to my brother-in-law about this right after my mom passed away. I said, "Hey, make sure you call and let the vote the precinct know that she's deceased and no longer eligible to vote because that's California. That'll happen." Yeah, I know they say without it, with if we require ID, we're disenfranchising black voters because apparently, according to the Democrats, black people are too stupid to get an ID. To which I say, you have to have ID to get into a courtroom. Are you going to waive that rule too because it's denying black people an access to the legal system? You never hear that question. Plus, the fact I don't think there is any of that. If there was, you'd think that one of the news agencies by now would have found somebody who was eligible to vote but couldn't vote because they didn't have an ID, and that person would be as famous as Rosa Parks. It would just be B-roll running behind the news footage all the time of this person about how sad she is she couldn't vote or whatever. And you haven't seen any of that. Well, all we can do is make sure that the officials aren't know that she's that they're both deceased. Honestly, I didn't watch anything Trump. Which microphone joke? I didn't hear that one. Yeah, I can't. I'm. I can't even be in LA anymore. I've seen too much of that. That place used to be a reasonably nice place. Not anymore. Now, I guess I didn't see that one. Look who came back here. Came back for some attention. Got to turn the camera a little bit closer to me so I can see what's being written here. But so that means I got to drag him in a little closer. Well, the thing I've discovered about the Democrats is whatever they accuse other people of doing, it's they themselves that are doing it. They kind of project their crimes onto others. So when they say someone's a threat to democracy, it's them. When they call someone Nazis, yeah, it's them. When they say Donald Trump is an anti Semite, no, it's them. I'm not framed up very well here. Let's do better. I'm supposed to be a professional. I got 1,000 videos in the can here. I don't know how to frame my shot up here. Jeez. Yeah, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? I did vote. I didn't actually vote on the day I said I was going to vote when I mentioned it in the video because I got there and it was like I couldn't even get into the parking lot. There were so many people. Went a few days later though and did vote. So yeah, I voted early this year. That's the first time I've ever done that. Were you just a slobber sprinkler again? You just like sprayed slobber all over my leg. You know that? That's kind of gross, you know? I don't slobber all over you. No, I've never made microwave peanut brittle. Is it good? They did ask for ID, which I gladly showed. I had it out. I had it ready to go. Yeah, yeah, that outlet is good now. Halloween went off as normal. You might not be aware of it, but that video was shot over a period of about 2 weeks. Send us the recipe. I'll make peanut brittle in the microwave or elsewhere. I like it. Do they have real scotch in it? Just butterscotch. Oh man, I feel so ripped off. It's got to have scotch in it. Yeah, I like Terry Garr. I just watched Close Encounters a couple weeks ago. She's great in that. You got to spend some time on you. Get some of these hair mats out here. You're getting all matted up. Yeah, I'm not really into things that are that sweet either. Yeah, I do remember reading that she was in a Star Trek episode, one of the original series ones. Now I got hair all over my glasses here. Thanks to you. You open, if I come over there, I'll brush you some more, right? Is that what it is? Brush this side this time? Yeah, that's too bad about Christina Applegate. I like her as an actress too. Here's a secret. He's not that small of a cat. He's kind of a big, chubby tub of lard. Something shifted and that spooked him. Well, do we know it's really boosted, or we're just there's more people that we hear about now that are getting it? Yeah, I never watched Friends. I don't know. Nibble doesn't let me brush her, so I don't know exactly how much fur around here is hers. But we're supposed to be past shedding season. Shedding is when you're supposed to get rid of the winter coat. We're going into winter. There should be less fur flying around here right now. Yeah, it must be shedding a summer cut. That's it exactly. I didn't know they did that, but here we are. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope Trump wins, but just going to depend on how much fraud there is. I mean, in a world with fair elections, it would be Trump by a landslide. It'd be a bigger one than Reagan got. I don't know. You're so mellow all of a sudden. I'm waiting to see what they're gonna, what's gonna happen if there's more votes than voters. Hey, Roberta. Yeah, what was the ad? Was it a Kamala ad? All right. If it looks like a fun game, you need to check it out. Well, I know Republicans have been pushing people to vote early. Democrats have been doing it for a long time. So hopefully that's what it means by record levels. Yeah, I do the same thing, Yvonne. It's crazy. I get revenue from ads, but I still can't stand them. Hey, Jeff. Halloween worked out really well. The ghoul was very, very popular. Um, Getting to the point now where some of my things are so scary they scare the kids. So I had a couple of kids that left crying, and that's always good. There's one kid that was so mesmerized by the ghoul that he got like went catatonic here, and parents were saying, "Oh yeah, we broke him." No, it didn't rain. Got a little rain the morning of, which was nice. When it got out of its system, it wasn't much. It was like 1500ths of an inch, and then that was done. And then the rest of the day was just setting up. It worked well. It was kind of cool though. I had a lot of stuff set up ahead of time. I did more pre-prep work this time than I think I've done in the past. One of the scariest part of setting up Halloween was always, I got a lot of things hanging from the trees, and the front yard isn't exactly flat, so it isn't the best environment in the world for putting a ladder and then reaching up in the trees. And I used to have to haul these big props up into the trees and get them connected up there. Some of them weigh 20, 30, 40 pounds. And that was kind of hard to do. So I came up with a new idea a couple of years ago. I put a pulley up, attached a pulley up there with a ratcheting strap, and then I just use a rope on the ground to haul everything up into the tree. That makes that a lot easier. I didn't hear about any tornadoes. Yeah, that would definitely ruin Halloween. Although tomatoes would be worse. Yeah, no, I don't do any masks on Halloween. I usually dress in something nondescript. Stormy Daniels. Yeah, sometimes I put them both up. I figure we're coming up on election day here, so it made sense to do that. Vote for Ted Cruz. Vote for Donald Trump. Voting was really easy. I just went down the line, voted for everyone with an R next to their name. It makes it so much easier. No, I cut TV out a couple of years ago. I don't know. I'll watch it online. Even the day I did go in to vote, which was a couple of days after I said I was, there was still quite a few people there, and I had to wait probably 30 minutes to get in. There have been times where I've gone in there and just walked right in, and other times you got to wait. See, I probably wouldn't even keep TV even if it was free. There's just nothing there that I'm interested in. Yeah, I only have two streaming services that I'm doing. I got Netflix and I got Paramount Plus. Yeah, I haven't watched it either, Darth. You like the game shows, huh? Okay. Yeah, I like some reality shows. I get into that sometimes, but if I can't find it on one of the streaming services anymore, doesn't matter. Yeah, about the only thing British I'm into is James Bond and Monty Python. I haven't heard from Rhonda in a couple weeks, and the last time I think it was when she was here like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I don't think she's posted anything. Usually, anything gets posted on that channel, I find out about it just because it's my channel, you know. Let's see, here it is. Yeah, see, not anything really recent. So I don't know. Yeah, I like Benny Hill too. You're right. Yeah, I hope she's back to normal here pretty soon. Were you running commercials on that channel here? What the heck? I guess so. I guess if you haven't hit that 1,000 subscriber point, YouTube still puts commercials in there. They just keep the revenue for themselves. That doesn't sound right. There we go. That's better. Well, join the Facebook page and send her a message. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. I think it's noon. You know what that means? Halfway through. Got really quiet in here. I heard about that, Breck. Anyone hurt? I hope not. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. And we're on the second glass of vodka here. Well, finishing off the first. One down. One to go. Hello, Gene. Oh, you're talking to the other Breck. Sorry. I get confused. I'm not used to there being more than one Breck here. Yeah, all is well. That's what they used to say, right? There's our hero. Yeah, see, here he comes. This is how it always happens. He kind of lurks out here, and then at some point he'll pop up on the couch here, and then it's on. Yeah, stealth like, exactly. What he does, he goes around the back of the couch because now he's coming around this way. And then he kind of stands next to the landing period here or landing point here. And at that point, he either appears or he doesn't. You gonna come up here and visit? Sometimes that's how you coax them up here. Meow. Meow. Yeah, see, eventually. I've been thinking about getting like a trail cam and putting it in the backyard just to see what kind of wildlife shows up. Because I know there's wildlife that comes through the yard at night. Probably possums and maybe skunks and raccoons. I know something goes through the trash cans at night. It's probably a possum. I've seen possums in the yard. Yeah, I read about that too, Yvonne. No, I moved the telescope out of the way. Oops, I just punched Bite in the head here. I moved the telescope out of the way for Halloween. And since Christmas is going to be not far away and we'll have the Christmas tree there, I'm just going to leave the telescope in the guest bedroom for now. We'll put it out after Christmas. Yeah, it does look really bare in that corner though, doesn't it? See, the last couple of weeks I've had the Halloween ghoul there. And then prior to that, it was like I said, the telescope. But I moved the telescope for the Halloween guy. Now that Halloween guy's put away, it does seem bare there. But we'll have the Christmas tree there before too long. I used to have possums that showed up at my house all the time. I'd catch them alive and relocate them. You're talking to me. I'm just getting. I'm just using these frisky treats. Bite, nibble. Well, bite primarily, but nibble doesn't really come out that much from. But bite likes these. I've seen some little snakes in the yard. I haven't really seen any big ones. I've had people tell me when I'm out on the trails, like, watch out, there's a snake ahead, but haven't really seen that many. Yeah, train set will definitely go up to about the same time. Like I said, I get some new village elements from Walmart this year. You remember those little clay buildings I had in the past? Well, I remember last year they had some more, and I didn't get them at the time. I was going to come back and get them, and then by the time I did come back and get them, they were gone. So this time I made the deal. that the second I saw them, I was going to pick them up. So I got like 4 or 5 new buildings to add to it. So that's cool. And I was talking to Kara over at the Rock and Mineral Shop. They've got something that they do at the, it's mainly for the kids, but basically for everyone. If you bought enough something of anything there, they'll let you have what they call a lucky scoop. And they got this dish in the front with little pebbles and different things, chunks of thing, different things, and those give you a little scoop of them. And I've been getting a lot of those, and I'm going to actually use some of them on the village this year. Let me show you some of the stuff here I got. Yes. Oh, well. I gotta figure out what I do with my blacklight flashlight. But anyway, these are basically kind of some of the things that I've gotten from these lucky scoops. Like I said, I've been there a bunch of times, so they kind of pick out some kind of cool things and give them to me. But I was digging through what they had one time, and they had these funny little brown stones here. And I don't know if you can even really see them really well, but they had these little crystal things in there, and so they kind of sparkled a little bit. And I picked out a few of them. And she says, "Oh, I got like bags and bags of that." So she ended up giving me a couple bags. This is some of the little brown stones with a sparkle, and then this is like just little pink glass pieces. So I don't know. Those are both kind of cool, and so those are going to end up being part of the train village. I've always kind of made it the thought being that the village that I built is like a little mining town or something like that. So the village itself where people live and the stores and the churches and all that stuff are in one little part, and then the mining is on the other end, and so that's going to be some of the stuff they're mining. I might even have some of that in one of the cars, in one of the hauler cars. Yeah, no, it doesn't really look like fool's gold, but it's brown, but it's got little sparkly stuff in it. It's kind of pretty. You really can't see it that well on the camera because, well, the camera just doesn't do it. But and I've also kind of separated all the stuff that I found that does really cool stuff under a black light. So that's a cool piece of fluorite. That'll glow purple when you hit it with a black light. There's a lot of fluorite in here, kind of like a little, about the size of a grape, but that glows purple. So yeah, all the stuff that does something cool under a black light, I kind of keep in this thing. No, it's not poo. It's not sugar babies. I know they look like candy, don't they? I had a pink one jump into the wrong bin here. That wasn't the right one. But yeah, some kind of cool stuff in there. So we'll spread that out over the table, and that will become, what it is that we're mining or whatever. Pink gold. Well, I know I get a lucky scoop every time I'm there. Yeah, no, not peanuts either. Sometimes some of the stuff they find is kind of interesting. Look at the colors on that. All the kind of cool layers, how it reacts to the light. A lot of times I just, have her pick stuff out. Look at that. That's almost clear, like a piece of glass. A lot of the stuff is polished, so I'm not really that into it, but I don't know. It does have some cool, kind of a pretty little piece of amethyst. The ones in here do. Everything in here is reacts to black light. That's oftentimes what I'll do. Usually she's got a little scoop, and she'll just invite somebody to scoop into it. But with me, I guess since I'm a good customer, she lets me pick out the things I want, and sometimes I just say, "Well, I do really well when you do the lucky scoop," and so she scoops, and then she pulls. Oh, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. So, I mean, that's what you do when you pay their electric bill. Yeah, I know. It's got really cool layers, doesn't it? It's got two sides to it. Actually, look at that. That's kind of cool too. That like kind of little fracture in there. Never know what you're gonna find in some of this stuff. Fun stuff. Yeah, I could see myself doing that at some point, like a little mine that the train goes into. I don't know. I'm not really a jewelry person myself, and my sister isn't really that much either. I bet you somebody knew what they were doing could make some cool stuff out of that, though. I mean, a lot of these things would look really nice as a necklace. I showed you that a minute ago. That would look gorgeous as a pendant, right? And what else do we got in here? I showed you that. That would look great as a pendant. Never know exactly what you're going to find in here. Kind of plain, but kind of pretty too. But see, I bet you could make some nice pendants out of this too. That would make a pretty pendant, and it'd be great at like a party with black lights because that's going to glow purple under a black light. That one's kind of cool too. Look at the layers on that. Like I said, everything in here does cool things under a black light. Let's see if we can see this better from this side. You can kind of see the layers on that. There's like a green layer and some purple layers in there. A lot of that would look great under a black light, and it does. I don't know. What are Jose stones? Yeah, like I said, this would look great as a pendant. It's almost transparent. Looks really pretty. Looks like kryptonite, especially when you hit it with a black light. I want to see. I couldn't find my black light here. Hang on a second. I want to see if I can find that. I know I had it on Halloween, so I probably just set it down here. But I want to show you what some of that stuff looks like under a black light, if I can find it. This place is still a little chaotic from Halloween here. Don't quite have everything put away yet. Oh, it's right in front of me. No wonder I couldn't find it. Right in front of me. So yeah, let's show you that thing because that thing's. Get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. So yeah, that's look at what that does. Can't even really make it out. It's so it glows blue. It's just saturating the camera so much that. So that's really cool. Here's that thing that looks like a grape and it glows in a very cool way. Trying to get it a little bit further away from it so it doesn't wash out so much. But yeah, see, that's sort of why I separated this little dish because everything in here does something great under a black light. See, I was showing you this thing. This thing is really, really cool by itself. And that would make a pretty pendant, but look what it does under a black light. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's really pretty under a black light. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. I asked them about kyber crystals. They looked at me like they had no idea what that was. I had to explain it to them. And it's pathetic too because Chris, one of the owners of the place, says he's a Star Wars fanatic. How can you be a Star Wars fanatic and not know what a kyber crystal is? Yeah, that's what this is fluorite. I haven't really looked at any of this stuff. Let's see if it does anything cool. Actually, that does do something cool. Holy cow. That's amazing. I was looking at this is one of the mineral specimens I got this past week, and it is kind of doing some kind of fun stuff with the black light. Let's see. It glows a little bit. That's incredible. But in the back here is it's really cool. Look at all the glowy stuff in there. I might have to move that to my UV reactive section here. The aquamarine doesn't really do anything. Yeah, that's primarily the camera. The camera, you hit it with too much light, it just washes out. And unfortunately, ultraviolet light tends to cause that to happen. Yeah, it isn't calcium. It's something else because it's crystalline in nature. But yeah, the tourmaline quartz sticking out of it is really stunning. You got the big scepters on the top here, like this one here, and this one on the side. But then you look at it from like that angle. Look at all the stuff going on in there. So that's cool. Like I said, that's one of my new acquisitions, and the house has been so torn up lately, getting ready for Halloween. I haven't really had a chance to really appreciate and enjoy this. So now that I got Halloween away, out of the way, we can start enjoying this stuff now. I haven't even put labels on this stuff yet. The black little black spikes, that's called tourmaline. I've thought about that too, or something like that, Yvonne, or getting something that just does something great under a black light, like a big piece of fluorite or something that people aren't going to walk away with. Yeah, no, it isn't flat white though. Let me see if I can get it to an angle where you can kind of see the crystalline stuff going on here, because it's definitely got little facets, and you can see a little sparkly in there. So it isn't just a flat like a puffy whatever it is. It's a crystal. In fact, you look at it right on end here. That's sort of the edge of a crystal right there. So yeah, I don't know. This one's really cool. I like this. Camera isn't doing justice to it, but it is really wicked cool. So, like I said, it was a bunch of things that I asked for. In fact, I think we cut away last week. Let me pull away here, and I'll show you the pictures again. Let's see, they're in here. Yeah, here we are. Okay, let's cut away here. All right, here we go to Facebook here. So I didn't get that. We've seen that before. Uh, that's kind of cool. But $3,500, that's a lot of my price range. That's kind of cool. I like that. That one's pretty. See, I keep doing this. I don't know if you don't press the button just right at the right time, it ends up cutting away here. So I got to kind of sit and watch every time I do it to make sure that it works right. I like that. I want to see that piece definitely. Look at all the shells in that. That's pretty cool. But I want to kind of see that's that piece of aquamarine I got. And so that's, like I said, I've been looking at that for a while. They've got this too, and I want that piece too. That's gonna come home with me at some point. That piece is gorgeous. I just couldn't bring that home this past time. Look at that. Yeah, here's getting into like this piece that I got. This is a thing that I got right here. Let's see if they get another picture of that. That's pretty too. Look at that. Okay, now we're getting into my stuff here. So anyway, yeah, that's some of the stuff I've been looking at. That's the kind of salesmanship I'm getting from Gallery 11. What's the most expensive piece I have? It's probably this big quartz cluster. Hang on, let's go mobile here. Oy. Actually, it's probably this piece here. I like that one. I like that one more when I got it home and looked at it in my display case than even when I saw pictures of it or saw it at the store. Put the white light on here so we can see what's going on here. But yeah, see, there's like cool green and kind of an orangish color. They call this a golden healer crystal, and I like that piece. That thing's really neat. Um, that one's one of my more expensive ones. I picked that up at the rock show last year. Pound for pound, the most expensive thing is that. So that definitely has that little piece probably cost half of what this thing cost. So yeah, that's a nice piece. I like that. This is kind of all my cool stuff over here. All the cool stuff, all the new stuff. So all the new things I've gotten. That's my Vivianite. I showed you that last week. That's that quartz crystal. You know, a lot of times if it's just new, it'll be here for a little while, and then I'll move it to one of the lower shelves to make room for something. But some of this stuff is going to live here. This is going to live here indefinitely because that's just, no matter what, that's just a gorgeous piece. So yeah, that's probably the most expensive thing. And of course, that piece of aquamarine, that was $450 for that. So that's that's a nice little piece. You like the lava lamps too? Yeah. I had a one that I had many years ago, and it stopped working correctly, and I wanted to get a new one, and I decided I wanted to get two of the same exact thing, and so yeah, I found those over at Spencer Gifts. They had all sorts of different types over there, but yeah, Spencer Gifts has a huge collection of lava lamps, and in fact, if you can't find one that you want in one of the stores, they sell them online too. I forgot here when I put the laptop back in here, I got to plug it in here, or else I'm going to lose my battery and we're going to end up stopping the live stream early, and that would be embarrassing. And plug the mouse in here in case I have to go after any trolls. Yeah, that'll probably happen at some point, John. Although there's a lot of room in here to grow. Well, I wouldn't have to ask him for a source of making jewelry. Kara, the co-owner, is a rock and mineral person, specifically interested in like Christology and stuff like that. And Chris is a jeweler, so he could do that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the wave things. Yeah, I had one of those. It's like oil and water in there, and you kind of rock it back and forth, and it. Yeah, I had one of those. That's probably where it would go, John. Yeah, Chris has been making a lot of. They've been getting a hold of a lot of that moldavite, which is that. Remember a minute ago I told you is pound for pound my most expensive rock, about the size of a dime, and I paid like $250 for it. Yeah, basically that's. He makes jewelry out of that. It's just gorgeous. What red thing was that? I don't know what red thing. Is it behind me now or is it in the shelf? On the bottom shelf. I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about this thing. Because this is the only thing that's red in there. It's basically just a piece of glass cut with facets like a diamond. It's just in there for reflecting light. It was pretty. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only thing that's in there. It's red. But I got a couple of those. I picked that up at that Perot Museum I went to a couple of months ago. They just had them in the gift shop, and I said, you know what, that would look pretty in the display case. So I got a red one and I got a clear one. So yeah, they're just glass. They're nothing special, but they do reflect light really nice in there. So I like them. They look good in there. I would collect gemstones if I get a hold of some of them. I do have a ruby, no emeralds. I do have several opals. So I do like that kind of stuff. And I like rubies because rubies do amazing things under black light. But yeah, if someone gave me like a raw diamond or something like that, or there was an opportunity to get one, yes, I definitely would. I wouldn't mind having like a raw diamond in my collection. Like I said, I got a couple of opals and a ruby. Yeah, I have a garnet, but mine's more purple in color. Yeah, my ruby isn't like gem quality ruby. It's kind of a pretty red rock, but that's about it. Yeah, I like garnets. Like I said, the one I have right now is not that impressive. It's nowhere near gem grade. Yeah, I'd definitely go for that too, Tracy. I got a couple small opals, but I'd love a nice big piece of opal. I don't know, probably setting up for Christmas. I'm alone here, so yeah. See, sometimes the stuff that you get from family members is all the more fun because it's got the history with you too. I'm not even sure what my birthstone is. A long time ago. Yeah, I like my aquamarine. That's definitely a really cool piece. It's not the first piece of aquamarine I've got because I got this, but this isn't as clear as this one is. So this one is just a little nugget I picked up somewhere, and that one is a little bit more. No, I don't know Sir Morbid. I don't watch any YouTube really. Yeah, that's one of the things that caught my attention on opals. I'd heard of opals, but I saw a documentary on them once, and it's like, whoa, I got to get some of those, get one of those. And I got, like I said, I got a couple little small chunks. Alexandrite, huh? Are you saying emerald is my birthstone? Maybe. I wouldn't mind having an emerald. That would definitely be a cool piece of something to have. Okay, emerald is May. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I have three opals. Two of them are just on a little stand that I have, and the third one is I'm told I have to keep it in water. You have to keep it wet, or it'll dry out and crack. Rubies do great things under black light too. I've seen Chris down at the store do some really great stuff with rubies. Holy cow! We're already an hour 50 into this. Going fast today. Not halfway through my second glass of vodka yet. I guess it's good when the live streams go quickly, huh? That must be it. It's the company here. It isn't me. Yeah, let me show you what my ruby does. Like I said, mine isn't gem grade. It's a red rock. Ugh. So, like I said, that's my ruby. It's kind of pretty. Definitely not gem grade, but like I said, I'm not really that into it. But look what it does under a black light. It just glows red. Another one of these cases where the camera just is not doing justice to it. Yeah, red rum, exactly. And it's funny, I'm looking at this glass ruby and hitting it with a black light, and it just goes purple when you hit it. So that's interesting. But only on the front. That's it. That's even more interesting. I don't know, is it polished or something on the front? Because it really glows purple in the or blue on the front, but you hit it in the back and it doesn't do anything. There must be some sort of coating on that. I think the clear one does that too. Yeah, see, the clear one does that too. But at least sort of does it all the way around. That's interesting. Never actually shined a black light at those before. It's the cut, even for something that's just glass. I have some vacation time lined up. I'll probably just end up getting paid for it at the end of the year. They kind of cash out all unused um, vacation time. They used to let you bank it up. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Tracy. And that's good advice. If you haven't voted yet, do it because it's important now. It's different now. I think a lot of places the early voting is over now, and you can only go on Tuesday. But make sure you do it if you haven't already. This is the most important election of our lifetimes. We have to decide whether we're going to continue to be a free country or if we're going to descend into tyranny. We're coming to the end of this one anyway. We only got 10 or 15 minutes left, so I don't know yet. I'll pull something out of the freezer. Pizza does sound good. Yeah, I should do a restaurant vlog. I haven't done one for a while. Dinner salad with marinated chicken, cooked chicken. Oh, I hope it's cooked. Raw chicken. I mean, I don't know. Is that a thing? Yeah, I don't think so. And you tell us what it is that you like about Harris Walls without mentioning Trump or Republicans. What are they going to do? Yeah, I'm going to give this person a chance to respond, but I don't think he can because I mean, what can Kamala Harris run on? Really, be honest. What has she done? What is her accomplishment? That's why we got to put up with all the Hitler Nazi talk because they can't tell you why we should vote for Kamala. It's just we hate Trump. Trump's bad. Trump's a mean guy. Trump had side women. Yeah, Kamala was the side woman. Yeah, see, he doesn't have anything to say. Just come in here, drop Harris Walls 2024. It's like, and then leave. He can't defend it if it's a he. I don't know if it's a he or a she. Doesn't matter. We aren't a democracy, though. We're a constitutional republic. A democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what to have for dinner. And every Democrat should be upset at the fact that Harris was just appointed. She nobody voted for Harris, not once. She didn't go through the primary process. She did not receive, and she ran twice and didn't get into the primary. Didn't get a single primary vote either time. The first time she dropped out before the first primary. The second one, she went from being the least popular person in the Democratic Party to all of a sudden she's the anointed one, and she didn't do anything. She has no accomplishments, no nothing. And frankly, the thing that all the Democrats are afraid of about Trump, it's all lies. You want to save democracy, you vote for Trump. I mean, I'm actually impressed that he admitted that this person admitted that Harris isn't good. That's a step. You're on the right side. Then let's just take that little extra push here and bring you to the right side. We're a lot more accommodating over here. And you'll be a lot happier on this side too, because you won't be pissed off at everything all the time. There's a meme that's floating around says, "You find it offensive, I find it funny. That's why I'm happier than you are." No, I mean this person seems nice, so I'm going to have a discussion with him. Him, I'm assuming it's a him. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, I think we're going to realize how bad things are going to be the second Harris gets elected if that happens. But we'll see what happens. And with some liberals, that seems to be the case. This person is at least having a nice, respectful discussion. Hasn't really been able to make the case, but the case can't be made. There is no reason why anybody would vote for Harris except for the fact that they hate Trump. And the truth is, the reason a lot of these people hate Trump is because, what the media has told them lies. The Democrats have told them lies. You hate things about Trump that isn't true. Yeah, it's TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Used to be BDS, Bush derangement system symptom syndrome. And it was McCain derangement system syndrome, Romney, Reagan, another Bush. It's funny. Every Republican that runs is a Nazi. It's funny how that works. And it's not going to end here. Donald Trump loses now, or even if he wins, and then the next election, the next Republican along is going to be worse than Trump. And what the heck is it that's running on the thing back here? That clearly is not Matt's channel anymore. It's pushed me off onto something else. Weird. Yeah, I just hope that we get out the vote. We got to make it so big, the victory so big that they can't cheat. Yeah, I agree. We need sanity. The problem is if Trump wins, it isn't going. The other side's not just going to say, "Well, he ran a better campaign." No, it's gonna get worse. There's going to be riots in the street because that's what they do. You got to remember, there's a whole political party right now that has a whole generation that grew up never being told no by their parents, and they knew that if they screamed loud enough and threw enough of a temper tantrum, they could get whatever they want. Well, now they're adults, and it isn't just them laying on the ground screaming and going. "Meh." Now they're beating people up. You don't see that from our side. That's right. Donald Trump was a great president, and he accomplished everything he accomplished despite having to put up with constant attacks from the other side. And it's like I said, it's not going to stop. No, I don't want to be president. I don't want crazy Democrats taking shots at me. What did he accomplish? You talking Trump? Because I can give you a whole list of things he accomplished. Yeah, lower taxes, that's a good one. U.S. Embassy in Israel. He had uh, he had the Abraham Accords. He was getting peace was breaking out in the Middle East. He had several countries agreeing to peace treaties with Israel, which had never happened before. We were controlling our borders. We were energy independent. We were, inflation was low. The economy was booming. No wars. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Which president of either side got Kim Jong Un talking? Didn't amount to anything, but that's that's more progress than anybody in a long time. Iran was on the ropes. Yeah, but so many of the problems in the U.S. require a bunch of people working together. It's not just one person saying, "Hey, I'm going to go replace this outlet here." Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I put up Matt's channel at the beginning, and somehow it switched to this. I have no idea what that is. We'll have to go take a look at it when the live stream's over. Yeah, I think we're probably coming to the end of this one. Like I said, let's just end this one. Everyone go out and vote, and we'll talk about where we are next week. I don't think we're going to know what happens next week, but we'll see. Anyway, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you, everyone. See you next time. Good night.